Discord Degenerates podcast. We make your eardrums splurge. You filthy fucking virgins. Discord Degenerates podcast.
3, 2, 1. And we are live. What the fuck is up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode of the Discord Degenerates podcast, where three gentlemen from different backgrounds, lifestyles, and porn preferences tackle the hottest, most interesting, and especially most taboo and fucked up societal issues, politics a little bit, and especially internet culture, often through the lens of society's worst filth, which is usually us, but not always. We're also gonna have some guests. I am Dr. Meth, aka Coke Sloth, aka Big Dick Emperor, clearly the father in the Holy Trinity here. I'm from Finland, Northern Europe. I've got a whopping 18 years on this planet behind me. I'm a self-diagnosed centrist with an entire myriad of mental issues. I'm a writer, a local meme legend, and a former degenerate myself. Now here are my two amazing co-hosts who are probably dying to introduce themselves. So just go ahead.
Alright, so before I introduce myself, I want to clear some shit up. About those varying porn preferences, niggas like me, we watch normal shit like vanilla. It's Dr. Meth who's watching shit like Adam 22's videos and thinking that he's Adam 22. Or some
That's
shit
true.
like my goth girlfriend pegs me. So yeah, anyways, um, Yuvraj Singh Olakh. Yeah, I just gave my real name. Yeah, fuck that. Anyways, my name is Dirwest. I live in Punjab, India. I'm a normal guy. I ain't a degenerate like Meth. He's still a degenerate. He's not a former degenerate. He's
Well,
also a
that's true.
stoner. He also smokes.
No, I
Yeah.
don't. This cap.
You
I'm
don't?
beating the allegations.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, sure, whatever. So basically, in this podcast, we're going to be sharing on shit and see. Basically, we're going to get cancelled in 2 episodes max. That's what I think.
That's
You
true.
know?
You know,
Yeah, but who the fuck cares?
I was giving a
So
super
yeah,
formal introduction, and then you just gave the more accurate one. We're just gonna talk shit. For the third subhuman, please step up to the stage.
Yeah, I'm Toby. I'm also from Finland. I'm 18, and I say that I'm a leftist, though I'm probably a pretty horrible one because I tend to trash the environment and don't really give a fuck about people or human rights, for that matter.
Yeah, he's racist.
And
Extremely so.
yeah, I'm very extremely racist. Although I rarely say the N-word, and if I do, it's most likely in the most public place ever. So that's a little about me. But about degeneracy, I don't know if I'm very much of a degenerate. I'm just
You
a
very
horrible
much
person in
are.
general. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways,
about the reason I say the N word, I don't want to say it. It's an intrinsic desire to do so because I'm an Indian. I can't help it. It's ingrained into me. I know I won't like last a minute in the West. Some black guy would probably kill me for saying it and bury me 10 feet down the ground or some shit. But I'm in India. We don't have any blacks here except the South Indians. Those niggas be blacker than the blacks. Anyways, uh, so what are we gonna discuss first of all? Meth, you take the stage.
Right. Well, I'm gonna yap a little bit first. Well, some more. Before I get into the topics that I'm probably gonna freestyle most of. I just want to talk a bit about how we actually ended up doing this shit. Apart from the fact that we're all teenage guys who get no pussy. We all know each other to varying degrees. Uh, well, I know Oleg from through Discord. I've met Toby a couple times in real life, but you know it's mostly Discord. Also, we know each other from a server that a couple friends and I made back in 2021. I want to say we actually started off as kind of a half ironic fucking dating server, which certainly attracted a lot of the worst possible degenerates for the time being. Ended up inspiring a lot of the idea for this podcast because those motherfuckers were weird as shit. But over time, some more tolerable individuals also joined, such as these two here, debatably, and we definitely got some mildly interesting and valuable conversations going about a lot of different topics. So eventually I just thought, fuck it, let's do a podcast because No one's ever done that before. And we definitely agree on a lot of things, but heavily disagree on some others, such as if Oleg does a convincing black accent. He really doesn't. So this is not going to be a circle jerk. You can expect some healthy debate, some great convos, great guests as well, and a lot of arguing. But that's enough of my ramblings. If anyone else wants to take it from here, shout something out, do some more
Yeah,
introductions, or we can just jump right
I'm
into
gonna.
it.
Yeah, I'm curious about something. So that server was originally a dating server, right?
Yes.
So why the fuck did I join it?
Yeah, I have
Or
no
rather, how
idea.
the fuck did I join
I've
it?
been asking myself that question every day because when you joined, I mean, you're kind of sus right now because by the time you joined, it was still listed as a dating server on every platform. So you were looking for some e pussy. I'm guessing.
No, no. The thing is, I banned a member from there, and that member was my own real brother.
What the
So
fuck?
yeah, I'm kind of confused. The moment I was in that server, I found my brother's ID in there, and I fucking banned him. I was like, bro, what the fuck? I don't even recall joining that server.
Because that's news to me. That's a very elaborate and strange story. I have no idea how
Nah,
that happened.
my brother. Uh, Let me clear something up here. My degeneracy, maths degeneracy, squared to the power of 9 billion, that still isn't near my brother's level. He's 2 years younger than me, and he's done shit that none of us would ever do. So
Okay,
let
go
me start with the story.
go ahead.
Once I was forced to share a room with him because my room had to be given to some guests that had come over to our house.
Yep.
It's a common thing in India.
Mhm.
So basically, I was in his room and I said, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And when I step in, I smell something putrid, something pungent. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Maybe he forgot to flush. Nah, bro, it would be a different issue if he forgot to flush. That, bro, since he couldn't aim properly at night, he took a fucking, he took a fucking, what do you call that shit? Uh, um, a fucking basket and fucking peed in it every day. It was
What?
half full.
What?
Yes, yes,
What the
and
fuck?
it was smelling so fucking. Yeah, it smelled. It smelled, bro. It was like a dark orangish color. It
What?
had evaporated to such a degree. Yes, and so come running out. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? What are you? And are you? And do you live in a pigsty? And he says, nah, it's normal. Everyone does it. I'm like, nah, bro,
No,
you know the wrong people.
no.
And then what? And guess what? Possibly could he do next?
I don't even want to guess, man. It's gonna be worse.
That that son of a bitch goes into his bathroom, takes that bucket out, and chases me with that shit. I'm
What?
over there like, what the fuck? And then he keeps it on my bed.
What?
I'm like,
Dead
nah,
ass.
I ain't sleeping on that bed.
No, you're making
I
this up. There's
yeah,
no way. There's no
I
way.
ain't making this up, bro. I'm not making it up. That's the weird part of it. Then I slept on the fucking couch that day. It was so fucking weird. He's done shit that's illogical. So this is kind of funny. So basically, my mom's sister was getting married a week ago.
Yep.
Yeah, and so my mom had to practice a dance for her wedding. And basically, my mom's Instagram wasn't working for some reason. I'm not sure why. So the dance, she Instagrammed it to my brother a week ago.
Yep.
And the moment they opened my brother's phone and connected it to the TV to screencast it, his entire feed was full with his entire feed was full of half naked women, and my parents were
Right.
sitting over there. Yeah, it was awkward as fuck.
Yeah, I was guessing it was gonna go there. Man, that's wild. Wait,
Yeah,
hold on. It was like orange. Your brother has a fucking liver disease.
I don't know. That nigga lives in a pigsty. So basically, this is something else. Do you all have Maggie in Finland? Basically, those cheap as fuck Nestle noodles.
Uh, no, I don't think
No.
so.
Basically, basically it's a type of instant noodles. And so what he would do every day, he would eat dinner, go up into his room, and come down every day to cook them. After he cooked them, he would eat them out of the stove and keep the stoves in his fucking room and hide them. My mother, after a month, was thinking, bro, where are all of the stoves? I can't make shit right now. And so basically, she goes into his rooms, finds the stoves, and they have fucking fungi growing on them.
What? Like actual
Oh,
Yeah.
shrooms.
No, not the shrooms, just a fungi. Not
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
not all fungi is shrooms. Yeah.
You're right,
Basically, yeah,
man.
he's a degenerate. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
So I
thinking,
was
could
like,
we get him as a guest? He sounds like a worst possible
nah,
degenerate.
hell nah, hell nah. I try to maintain my distance from him. I ain't going near him.
Right,
He is weird as fuck.
like a rabid
One day
squirrel.
his friend was one day his friend was visiting our house, and they were both sitting in his room, and my grandmother walked in on him, groping each other
What?
with their shirts off. Yes.
Uh,
Evidently,
uh,
they were just checking each other for their chest muscles.
right. Yeah, basic like medical check. Sure, man. What the hell is going on in your family?
My
I thought
family is
mine
normal.
was
My
weird.
brother is a fucking bitch. My brother is a fucking bitch. And so is my mom. I hate my mom.
Is it
Yeah, but that's another story.
right? But what you were talking about earlier, what I can gather is that maybe we have your brother to blame for you joining the server that I set up.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not very sure. I was kind of desperate at the time. I was kind of down bad. Long story short, so what happened was I had my first crush that year, and I don't know. She fucking bamboozled me or some shit, revealed to me in her group chats and shit. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I joined it for some e-post. I don't remember. But my brother was in that
Mm.
server, and I feel like he used my account to join it or some shit.
Yeah, yeah, I was thinking that too. But
Hey, who cares?
maybe we have him to thank for it. I've got
Maybe
some,
God
I've got
works in
some,
mysterious ways.
I've got some pre-written topics here. I want to start off with a banger. Well, all of these are bangers, of course, but this one is sure to generate some great discourse. What are you guys' thoughts on femboys? Everyone quiet. That's great.
This is a hard one to answer. This is
Yeah, I
really a
know.
hard one to answer.
I know. It's a head scratcher.
Um, I'd say they are in some way. They are in some way sort of likable, but not all of them. It really depends on the person.
Yeah, would you smash though?
I
That
would
also
like to add in
depends.
on this.
Right.
Uh, this question is extremely circumstantial. For example, out in the wild, uh, in this world, I wouldn't like a femboy, but in jail, that's another story. I'd smash him so much that his ass would evolve to conceive in a week.
We talking the other
You
day,
know?
and you said you had a super like what is it, like a tasteful view on sex, and this like super like formal view on it. Right now, what I'm hearing is that you would anally rape a femboy in prison.
No, no, you ain't understanding what I'm saying. I would rape him till he evolves to conceive.
Right, right. Okay, okay. Right. So then you'd have a wife to bring home.
No, I wouldn't bring him home. Just leave him in the prison.
Oh, okay. Um,
Don't want to
but
get cancelled.
right. So what's the point of making him able to conceive if you're not gonna, bring him home?
Now that's an interesting question. So first of all, the way evolution works is not like that. You evolve to the changes around you. You evolve to your situations. If I'm constantly coming in him, his body is gonna say, "Well, this body is made to conceive and evolve to conceive."
Right. Okay. Okay. I guess that makes sense from a Darwinist
Yeah,
perspective.
I
Uh,
had a friend who wanted to become a femboy.
oh, please tell us about that.
So basically, he was a dumb as fuck nigga. So basically, this guy is super wild. He once messaged me that his first crush was his own sister, and he still wants to fuck her. And
Okay.
this was
Yeah.
1 year ago.
Checks out. Okay.
Yeah, and so basically, he also sent me a message that if he could fuck any person in the world, he would fuck himself, his female version, because there can be no one better than him. He has also
Mm-hmm.
jacked off to his own mother.
Oh, okay. All right. Uh,
Yes, and yeah, this is the wildest nigga I know. He once ran away from his home because his parents refused to recharge his mobile plan. So basically, this fanboy shit was something along the lines of this. He was like, Yuvraj, I can't get a girlfriend. What about I become a fanboy and we date? I was like, bro, what the fuck? And to tell you the kind of situation we were in, we were standing in the middle of the school ground during the morning assembly, right after the prayer.
Yep.
Yeah, so that. Anyways, what's next on the agenda, Matt?
Actually, what you were saying, I kind of want to
Uh,
comment on that because you kind of inspired some thoughts in me. But first, I want to hear from Toby if you have anything to add to the fanboy discussion before I go on a
I
tangent.
have to say, I actually do. So this year during my birthday celebrations, me and a couple of my friends, we went to my family's cottage out in the woods, and we had a fun time. Really, we did. But a female friend of mine suggested that she should do eye makeup on all of us, and
Right.
there were me and two other guys and a female friend of mine. So we agreed with her, and we did it. And this discussion about femboys actually sort of opened up between the guys. And one of my friends said that he would become a femboy if he lost weight, and I was like, okay, you do you, man. But he did look pretty good with that eye makeup on. I can't argue with that. So
Right.
you know,
Right. So you would have
I'm not.
smashed.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I get it,
Again,
man. I get it.
it definitely depends on whether he would have lost weight or not. I mean, he is pretty sexually ambiguous already. He has done
Uh,
some things, but yeah, that's it. I think I would possibly smash if he did become a femboy. I don't know. It's a weird topic, really.
yeah. I don't know. It's an
Uh,
interesting topic. A lot of a lot of
another
scientific material here. But
another
something I just
question
want
that
to
I
bring
want
up.
to ask you all,
Yep. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So basically, I've seen a lot of femboys, and the thing is, European men, like people like Matt, they can become femboys. Like if Matt became a femboy, I wouldn't notice. I would still fucking, smash based on the photos that I've seen him. He's built like a girl, you know. In comparison,
Okay.
Arabic
Okay.
people, the blacks and Indians, they can become good femboys. The difference between the how do I say this? The sexual morphology of males is quite different from females. People like Mehmet, they're naturally slender. I don't know
Yep.
any Indians that could become good femboys. On the other hand, white people, a lot of them are soy boys for some reason. I don't know why. A lot of them would
Mm.
make good femboys.
You know what I trace that back to is the ancient Greek Empire. Actually, that's what feminine qualities on men were actually quite normalized, and European culture is largely derivative of that. So maybe it makes sense from an evolutionary perspective. I don't think outside of Europe there has ever been any sort of time in history where traditionally feminine today like standards were the norm for men. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
like in India.
Hmm.
In ancient India, during the Indus Valley civilizations, mother goddesses were worshipped. Feminine characters were worshipped. So yeah, in India as well. But
Yeah.
in Europe, it was to another degree. In Europe, small penises were seen as a sign of power and courage. For example,
Yeah.
all of those ancient Greek statues, they have small penises for a reason.
Yeah, and that continues today, even in modern statues. But yeah, that's actually true. And big penises were actually a sign of like rapists and these sort of degenerates, I guess. These like violent, aggressive men who were not to be desired. Which is very weird. I don't know how that got flipped completely on its backside. That whole stereotype, but maybe it would be better if small dicks were still the standard. I'd get off pretty easy.
I have a big dick, man. I don't know. I have a 7.5 inch.
Oh, that's impressive. That's a black mamba right there. Anyways, about fanboy still
Yeah,
a
no.
little bit.
I'd like to ask another question
Yeah,
regarding
go ahead.
femboys.
Go on.
So basically, when femboys and gay people in general. So when we see gay people or femboys, most of them don't have a beard, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. They're usually
Yeah.
clean
So
shaven.
if
We're
gay people,
femboys, not gay
yeah,
people.
yeah, femboys. So basically, people who want to fuck femboys, they're not really gay, because real men have fucking beards. I've never seen a femboy with a beard. A lot of gay people are clean shaved as well. clean shaved.
Mm.
None of them have lumberjack ass beards. A few of them do, but most of them don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Gay,
gay people.
gay people in
There's
general,
there's
most
definitely a lot of like very traditionally masculine and assertive gay men. There's a whole subculture there. But as for femboys, I mean, yeah, they're usually clean shaven and very feminine in appearance.
yeah. So basically, a femboy is a guy who wants to become a girl. So it's can we call them trans?
Not really, not really. No, they don't really want to be women. From what I've gathered in my years of research, they just want to be. I mean, there's a difference.
Wait a
They're
minute. Why the
comfortable
fuck were you
being men.
researching it?
I research everything here and there. Anyways, um, Uh, yeah, the difference between being trans and a femboy. I think femboys are people who are content with being men, and also they usually in their this is going to lead into my tangent, but they often in their daily lives they don't act very feminine. They present as men. As for trans people, they are people with gender dysphoria. They're usually very much not content with being assigned the sex that they were at birth. So femboys are basically, they can act like women, but they're not depressed, and they're comfortable with being men. So actually, maybe femboys are happier on average than trans people.
The thing about trans people is that a lot of them become trans. Most of the people who become trans, about 90% of them are either, how do I say this? I forgot the word, are either tomboys or tomgirls. Do you understand what I mean? I mean, men at the
Yep.
age of 12 who like to do girly shit, and women at the age of 12 who like to do manly shit. So basically,
Yeah.
most of these people become trans in today's world because it is supported and they get acceptance from the peers. The LGBT community is such that it awards you for just identifying with them, which I think is a dumb fucking concept. You should normalize being like that, not fucking award it.
That's true.
The difference is minute, but it's there. But
Definitely.
anyways,
Yeah.
the research also suggests that in the past, these people, these tomboys and tomgirls, they eventually grew into the gender roles.
Mm.
So basically, I think calling anyone trans before 18 is a dumb fucking mistake, or at least before 25. 18
Yes.
at the least and 25 at the maximum.
I'd say 16 or something. 15. Because
No, no, no. The reason I say that is that I've said a lot of dumb shit at 16 and I regret it now. I wouldn't never say that again. And the reason I said 25 at the very maximum is that at 25 years old, your frontal cortex fully
yeah,
develops.
yeah.
And after that, you won't see a lot of changes in your neural circuits. I could go into the entire psychology of the neural circuits, but I'd rather not.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I wouldn't say 25. I wouldn't say even 18. Maybe 18. I think for receiving surgery and all that, of course, you should be a legal
And
adult. But
hormone blockers, hormone blockers.
yes, also that. But as
I
for identity, it's usually it's pretty much formed from a like a societal standpoint. During puberty, I'd say. I'm 18, so I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna pretend that I'm any older than I actually am. And I'd say even though I was kind of stupid at 15, all that, I kind of I already knew what my fucking gender identity was at that point.
No,
So
the
I
thing
kind of
about
disagree on
gender
that.
identity is you
But
must. Yeah, Toby, you go on.
Yeah, I was going to say that in Finland, there's a trend right now going on that people who have corrected their gender in some way, taken hormones or actually having done the surgery or a double mastectomy or something like that, they are actually now going back to their birth gender. It's still a small area, small amount of people have done
I'm
that, but the amount is still growing. Like they're starting to
yeah.
regret their
I'm,
gender
I'm so
transformation.
I'm so glad Toby brought this up. I want to bring this up. Matt. So what I was saying is, for example, you were being bullied. You would be sad, right, if you had no friends.
of course,
So what if I told you that there is a community out there that would accept you
mm,
for just identifying with them, and the more you delve into the culture, the more they call you brave and all those encouraging words. So basically, when kids bullied kids, because one of the things noted in these trends were that about 70 to 80% of the kids transitioning are loners in their classes. They do not
Yep.
have any friends. They are bullied. So they gain acceptance. First of all, it's just shit like, I'm gay. After that, those kids get confused. Maybe I was meant to be a girl. It's easier for them. The grass is always greener on the other side, shit like that.
Yep, I get what you're saying, but I think you're opening up a whole other discussion. Because when I talk about being transgender, I talk about people who actually have a diagnosable gender dysphoria. Since I
The
mean, you
thing,
should look into Blair White and
another,
people like that. You know, they usually have it from a
yeah,
very young age. But what you're talking about is the growing epidemic of
the
with
mind virus, the
acceptance.
mind
Yeah,
virus.
yeah, with acceptance
So yeah,
comes its whole
basically,
downside of people who are basically, they're bullied into delusion because they find uh, these
uh,
communities showing acceptance on the internet. Usually it's a whole other, it's a whole new phenomenon in recent years that's only exists because of the internet. And I think it's actually, it's very stigmatized right now to uh, talk about this from a, a critical standpoint, but it should be looked into. It's very sad. There's definitely people who are transgender for very valid reasons. They have actual gender dysphoria, but there's I'm not afraid to say that there's also a lot of people who don't they're not quite there, but they feel like they are because they
so
keep being told that they are online, and it's the
yeah,
only place where
the
they
another
can
thing
find
about this
acceptance.
is, Mehet, are you familiar with extremities graphs?
No, I don't think so.
The divergent graph, the extremities or divergent graph, is basically a graph in which the mean standard is something that is very low, and there are two extremes in the demographics. For
Yep.
example, in certain sexual characters, right? So, for example, basically a girl I know, she posted a story saying that gender is not definite. It is always how do I say it? It is a range. There is no male or female. There are varying degrees of males and females. Now, that graph was wrong. There are varying degrees of sexual characters, secondary sexual characters in men and females. Some men will be more manly, some will be feminine. That's what the graph actually depicted. The reason I bring this up is that if the argument that nature is queer is true, then we humans as a species have failed. Gender dysphoria is a real thing, but not at the number that is being shown today.
That's true.
Such a great number of people
That's
could
true.
never have been closeted.
That's
Yeah,
true.
the actual number should be very small, something along the lines of 0.1 or 2 percentage at the maximum.
You're
Any more
correct
than
about
that,
that. Yes.
and the humans have failed as a species.
Right. You're right about that. That's kind of what I was talking about. Maybe Toby had to go.
Also,
Anyways,
also,
I'm
also,
I'm
also,
gonna
also,
finish up on this.
I would just like to bring up one last topic about the LGBT community's large following. So basically,
Yeah, we
the
can move
thing
on.
is, females are more sexually flexible than men, right? Men are either gay or straight. A very few number of them are bisexual. Girls, in comparison, a lot of them are bisexual. So
Right.
basically, uh, I know a lot of girls who say they are bisexual, but they're actually not. For example, my current girlfriend, she identifies as bisexual, but she has never dated a fucking female. She said
Yep.
that she just said it because her friends were in that fad. So basically, a lot of the following isn't their real following. But we'll get into that later on because I don't want to get cancelled. We've got to wrap this up pretty soon because our meeting's going to end. Uh, it's just 30 or 40 minutes or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna end very soon, but
Toby,
yeah, basically you're right. Definitely, I support and accept, people who are gay and trans and all that. But there's definitely also sort of a trend going on where maybe people are encouraged to it's seen as more of the norm to be part of these communities, and maybe people who are socially isolated, they might grow into some sort of delusion. But I don't know about that. I'm not too familiar on it. But I do suck dick myself. I am a bisexual male. Just so everyone knows, I can't be cancelled. Uh, that's what I'm about. But yeah, definitely
I can't be cancelled. Mehet is my online friend, so yeah, I'm
that's
inclusive
true.
as fuck.
You're in
Also,
the
I know
clear.
gay person IRL. Yeah.
You're right.
Also, I'd like to clarify. I don't hate gay people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate trans people. I don't give a fuck if you're gay, if you're straight, if you fuck dogs. No, I give a fuck if you fuck dogs. You're a fucking maniac.
Yep.
Basically, as long as you keep that shit in the bedroom, it's I have no issue with it. When you come out in the streets and start fucking parading, I'll fucking hate you for it. I hate the parades. I would hate it if they were straight parades. You know,
Yep.
it's like you're causing public obstructions for no fucking reason. You're gay. I good. Go fuck your fucking boyfriend. Don't fucking eat my head, nigga.
You're right about that. There's a difference between being a part of a marginalized community and being a degenerate. And we're definitely gonna follow up on that because degeneracy is what we're about here. Anyways, we're gonna be kicked off by the. Yeah, before the audio was rudely cut off by the Chinese government, I was just gonna say that there's a lot to add to that conversation. So time's up for now, but definitely we should continue the topic and come back with some other ones next time.
I so bye y'all. This was the first episode of the Discord Degenerates podcast. We were missing one of our co-members today.
Right.
Senior AMR. He's the musician.
Yeah, and Toby also died there, but we're gonna be back with even more topics in more time and even more degeneracy, and it's gonna be a lot better than this one because this was sort of rushed. But I had a good time, had some good conversation going, and we'll be back next time. So
Alright, bye.
bye everyone, and fuck you.